The farmer boy who invented Ford. The year 1863 marked the birth of Henry Ford, who was born in a modest farmhouse located in Greenfield Township, Michigan. The town of Dearborn expanded over the course of the years that followed, eventually becoming what is presently known as Dearborn. Henry was more interested in the inner workings of motors and machines than he was in the more traditional chores associated with farming. He was a mechanical engineer. Henry was more interested in the inner workings of equipment and motors at the time. His family did not have a lot of money, and although they put a lot of effort into keeping their farm in good condition, Henry was more interested in the machinery and motors. From a young age, it was clear that he had a strong interest in mechanical devices, and he frequently spent his spare time tinkering with a variety of farm equipment. This fascination was evident from the beginning of his life. Starting from the very beginning of his life, this interest was clear to see. When Ford was 16 years old, he deserted his family and relocated to Detroit in order to begin working as an apprentice in a machine shop. He did this in order to begin his career. This was done in order for him to realize his desire of working in a machine shop as an operator or supervisor. As a result of the fact that he spent some time there, he was able to obtain hands-on experience with a wide range of technological tools and devices that are used for accurate measurement. In the year 1888, Ford tied the knot with Clara Ford, a spouse who played an important role in his professional life and who offered him mutual support. This event marked the beginning of their married life together. Ford finally made his home in Detroit, where he continued to pursue his interest in engineering and mechanics all throughout his life. Over the course of time, the Ford family made Detroit their permanent residence. The promotion that Ford obtained to the post of chief engineer at the Edison Illuminating Company will be remembered as the most significant event in his professional life. This promotion was the culmination of his long and successful career. Henry Ford was able to establish himself as a proficient engineer while he was working at this location. In addition, he made use of the opportunity to experiment with gasoline engines during his time there. He eventually achieved success with the Quadricycle, which he had constructed as a result of his enthusiasm for innovation, which compelled him to produce a great deal of prototypes. This achievement occurred in the year 1896. Eventually, he was successful with the automobile they were developing. To put it simply, the Quadricycle was a simple automobile that included 4 wheels and a motor that produced 2 horsepower. A name was chosen for it based on the word itself. When Ford first entered the market for automobile manufacture, the automobile was the vehicle that served as the impetus for the company's introduction into the business. Because of the success of the Quadricycle, Henry Ford was motivated to pursue his aim of developing a car that was both more economical and more practical. This was a direct consequence of the high level of popularity that the Quadricycle enjoyed. It was in the year 1903 when he established the Ford Motor Company with the assistance of investors who provided financial backing. Although the Model A, which was the first automobile produced by the firm, was a vehicle that was quite successful, the Model T, which was released in 1908, was the vehicle that finally led to a revolution in the automotive industry. This change was brought about by the introduction of the Model T. For the objective of achieving simplicity and longevity in its construction, the design of the Model T was purposely developed with the intention of completing the construction. However, despite the fact that it was initially only available in black, it was simple to fix, it was effective in performing its functions, and it was available in a variety of colors. One of the most important factors that contributed to the automobile's successful marketability was the fact that purchasing it was within the financial means of the typical American family. Due to the fact that the automobile had a price tag of approximately $850, it was within the financial reach of the typical American household. Because of the fact that around 15 million Model Ts were sold by the time the manufacture of the vehicle came to an end in 1927, it became one of the most popular automobiles in the history of automobile sales. This was due to the fact that the vehicle was first introduced in 1927. A moving assembly line was yet another groundbreaking discovery in the industrial sector, and it was conceived of by Henry Ford in 1913. This was a significant step forward in the field. When compared to the prior time frame, the technology of the assembly line was able to cut the length of time required to create a vehicle from more than 12 hours to approximately 90 minutes. Finally, as a result of this efficiency, Ford was able to reduce expenses and drop prices, which finally resulted in automobiles becoming more affordable and more accessible to the general population. The assembly line was not only a significant advancement for the automotive industry, but it also served as a model for manufacturing processes that are today applied in a wide variety of other industries. This is because the assembly line was a tremendous improvement for the vehicle business. In addition to his breakthroughs in the manufacturing industry, Henry Ford was a pioneer in the promotion of better working conditions for employees. Additionally, he was a pioneer in the manufacturing of automobiles. When he first proposed the $5 workday in 1914, it was the very first time that something of this sort had ever been implemented in the history of the situation. This compensation rise, which was accompanied by a reduction in the workweek from 40 to 40 hours, resulted in a significant improvement in the quality of life for his employees. This improvement was a direct result of the reduction in the number of hours worked each week. Individually and collectively, these two aspects contributed to the total development. Because of the program, a more stable and skilled staff was also attracted, which resulted in a reduction in employee turnover and an improvement in overall productivity. In addition, the program contributed to an increase in overall productivity. Additionally, the initiative was responsible for the overall boost in productivity that was achieved. In addition to the realms of economics and society, Ford's influence manifested itself in a variety of other facets of life as well. The construction of educational and recreational facilities for workers was one of the many community projects that he was interested in participating in. Additionally, he was interested in a wide variety of other community endeavors, in addition to being an early advocate of employee welfare programs. The management of Ford's business operations placed a great degree of importance on the necessity of providing employees with benefits that promote their well-being and treating them with respect. Ford also placed a significant amount of importance on the necessity of treating employees with respect. On the other hand, the legacy of Henry Ford is also characterized by a significant amount of debate among his followers. It was through the publication of articles in his newspaper, which was called the Dearborn Independent, that he revealed his strong anti-Semitic beliefs and opinions. He released these articles to the public. After some time had passed, these articles were combined into a book that was titled The International Jew, which promoted unflattering stereotypes and speculations about conspiracies. The book was published in the United States. Due to the fact that they were brought to light, the anti-Semitic attitudes that Ford held and the impact that they had on public opinion have been the subject of severe censure, and they continue to be a negative component of his legacy ever since they were brought to light. The achievements that Ford has made have been beneficial to both the business world and society as a whole, and it is impossible to deny the fact that these achievements have also been beneficial to society. The revolution that took place in the automotive industry was fueled by his innovations in automobile manufacture, as well as his ambition of making automobiles available to the entire public. Both of these factors were the driving forces behind the revolution. The influence that he had on the contemporary manufacturing sector will continue to be visible to subsequent generations for a long time to come. Over the course of the years that followed his death, the Ford Motor Company continued to flourish and push the boundaries of invention. This allowed the company to ensure that it remained the industry leader in the production of automobiles. In spite of the fact that Henry Ford passed away on April 7, 1947, his influence is still currently being felt in the present day. The automobile industry continues to be significantly influenced by his legacy, which is practically associated with innovation and efficiency in the production sector. His name is nearly synonymous with innovations and efficiency. The legacy he left behind continues to have an effect. The narrative of his life serves as a testament to the fact that revolutionary achievements may be accomplished via the combination of vision, determination, and a commitment to making progress. Beginning with his being the son of a farmer, his life story culminates with him being a pioneering manufacturer. His life story begins with him being a farmer. The beginning of Ford's life tale comes with him working as a farmer. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.